My name is Michael Kent. I'm a research scientist recently retired from Sandia National Laboratories in the U.S. I have 90 publications from research spanning chemistry, biophysics, and materials science. These are presentations on 12 recent discoveries that have changed the debate about design in the universe. These are discoveries of science that are not controversial. They are findings of science that are very strongly supported. Scientists may disagree about the implications or the conclusions to make from these findings, but there is little or no debate about the discoveries themselves. Each presentation is a summary or overview of the discovery. For each case, references are provided for those who want to dig deeper into these discoveries. My goal is for people to be knowledgeable about the subject so that the philosophical decisions will be in their own hands and not made for them or imposed on them by someone else. Many of the basic facts are not known by the public. That in itself is surprising and something to think about. One might wonder why that is the case. I don't want to argue people to my view, but rather I want people to be knowledgeable and to understand why many experts are convinced that design is real. And especially to understand that this is not a debate about science versus religion. At the core of this debate is the question of how much evidence is needed for one to be convinced of design. For some people, those committed to materialism, no amount of evidence could ever be enough. But I don't think that's true for most people. I think that most people are willing to follow the evidence where it leads. It should be a personal decision. This is a conceptual graph to communicate my opinion that we live at a unique time in the history of science. Certainly important discoveries were made far in the past, and certainly important discoveries will be made well into the future. But within 40 years of my lifetime, a huge number of very profound discoveries about the nature of the universe and the nature of life have been made. I think we are very fortunate to be alive at the time of so many profound discoveries. Before starting on the list of discoveries, I want to explain the design argument in very simple terms. This has been expressed in several ways in the intelligent design literature. We conclude something is designed when we observe an entity that constitutes an information discontinuity or displays a high level of specified complexity or shows the purposeful arrangement of parts or requires foresight. My favorite among these terms is information discontinuity, an information content that is far beyond the reach of chance or natural law. The term information discontinuity comes from the recent book by John Lennox called Cosmic Chemistry. An example is shown here, an automobile. It works by unintelligent natural processes. If you understand physics and chemistry, you can explain everything about how a car works. But those same processes tell you nothing about where it came from, because it came from a mind. A car is an example of an informational discontinuity. A huge input of information is required to explain where it came from. It can't be explained by unintelligent natural processes. The combined actions of the wind and the waves rolling up and down on the beach over long periods of time will never produce this car. There is obviously an enormous difference between the amount of information that unintelligent natural processes like the wind and the waves can generate and the information content of the car. That is the informational discontinuity. I think it is not controversial to say that the number of aspects of our universe that seem to display an informational discontinuity have increased dramatically as science has progressed through this period of intense discovery. Next, I encourage you to click on the links to the presentations with a few words about the philosophy of science and the history of science, and then move on to the 12 recent discoveries.